Did you send me the?
No. What do you want to give away? Ride or call or?
I don't know. We'll find out. Give me 30 minutes and I'll let it know.
Let me call and get the surprise.
Surprise.
Here, I'll post it.
You want to send it to me and I'll post it? Live now?
Yeah.
You're going to be late. You send it to me right now?
That's why you didn't get it.
Because you didn't send it.
No, I sent it to Todd. And he was supposed to see if you approved the image. That's all good. We posted on Speed yesterday, so. Welcome back to Charlotte.
We've used that one before. Jesus, you running out of stuff to show?
Me and Daniel had this conversation yesterday. Actually, it was big. I know, and I didn't know what the. Todd was like, "You need to send me something. I gotta get this posted now." So that's what I did.
Okay. I just posted it. That's it. Live now.
Robert Scherzer's in.
All right. Let's go ahead and fire this up. And I gotta tuck my thing on.
What screen's live right now?
Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's see what we can see out here. Take it for a little walk around. Got a couple interesting things. Oh, that was hard on it. Damn it. Good evening. How you guys doing tonight? Casey's got some cool things put together here. I'll walk out and show you guys a few things that we have going on. Different stuff than what you see. So right there, we just got the ship over in Havasu, and basically we are cleaning out our vehicles that we have. So this one's in Havasu. This one's heading over to Havasu. This car right here is heading to Havasu. Got two sports heading to Havasu and another one that matches this guy. So as soon as Super Bowl's over this week, Randy's going to head that way, and we are going to off a couple of our personal cars that we've had during the Arctic Textron relationship. So it's time for these bad boys to go. And kind of cool is this has the same suspension kit at UTV Nationals this year. CMI. This car here was a car that Max had for a while. He decided to put it up a little bit, so it's put back together. And there was that ugly green color, and I had to make that go away. So the reason it had a cage and it had to. I believe we'll have 9 cars over in Havasu in the next few weeks. Anybody that's interested in picking up a very, very good XX. Unicorn is sitting in the same place, the Baja 1000, and Casey's been chomping at the bit to work on this thing. Oh, no audio, huh? Weird. Like I said, Casey's been chomping on this thing, but we made a commitment that we would not bring her out to the racetrack. We get farther down the road, speed UTVs. Just to know that we missed out on King of the Hammers this week, but our focus is definitely this. Both Daniel and myself popped out to King of the Hammers last Saturday for a little walk around. Just wanted to hammer around here. Just wanted to see what the competition is doing. Obviously, we paid very close attention to the race today, the UTV race today, And what happened there, obviously, Can-Am looked really good. Chinny's car looked really, really, really good. Pretty cool story after what happened to him last year to go off and win it. We will get situated here in the room and ready to rock and roll. So just give me 1 second, and we'll go live. Come on, open up. All right. All right, presentation 46 weeks straight. Hard to believe it's been that many. Come on, pop on. All right. Sorry for the little tiny, and we will rock and roll here in just a second.
Everybody give us an audio check.
You guys got an audio check? Can you give me a thumbs up if you got me on this one? Obviously, when I walk around out there, we take a minute to get it dialed back in. You guys hear me okay now? Now that we're back inside the office? Thumbs up. Sounds great. Perfect. Quite a few people on night. Sorry about the delay of getting the message out. We're a little buried here, but we're here. So we flick the camera around, and Daniel will rock and roll with it. Set that one. Somebody pay attention to. Well, I guess Casey's got Instagram over there, right?
See a question about the clutch cover housing.
Clutch cover housing. Is there something I can answer about it, Rob? What's the direct question? It is aluminum, so it is an aluminum cover. We felt that would be the right thing. Aluminum dissipates heat better, as well as should have plenty of structure to retain the belt if we have an issue. But our goal is not to have an issue with the belt and to take as much temperature out of the belt as we can. And aluminum is our best heat dissipator. Which one are we going to show on? You going to run this one, or you're on that one?
You're on that one.
Okay.
I don't appreciate your answer.
What's that?
I said Brett H. appreciates your answer.
You're welcome, Brett. Welcome to show number 46. Took you for a little walk around. We're doing, I hate to say a shop cleanup, but since we haven't been racing SST trucks, I've had the guys put all of the XX, Articat, and Textron vehicles that we had in our possession back together, sitting on tires, from original test cars to new cars, or even our lowered ROC cars. So all the ROC cars or the lowered rallycross style cars have been assembled and put back together, and they are heading over towards Lake Havasu, and figured I better get them to the store and get them out before the new cars hit the floor. So that is headed that way. So Randy will be driving this weekend as soon as the Super Bowl's over, and he said he's going to put it in the high hole and let it roll. All right. Dash is obviously running. We've never really showed you the dash. We showed you concepts. So here was a concept, and tonight will be a show about concepts to reality. And I want everybody to kind of grasp this as we go down the road. And I want you to bear with me a little bit, and please listen to the full sentence before you start commenting, so I can get to the full thing. This is now production dash. So as you go from concept, obviously renders look really, really good, and we can make them kind of appear to be whatever you want. And for a long time, people said, well, where's where's the real things. And we've been showing you motors, gearboxes, differentials, spindles, shocks, gosh, running engines, turbos, exhaust, chassis, prototype chassis to test fit chassis. But here is an actual dash. And as you saw, it has the same similar configuration, and it shows similar to what we had in the concept dash. So I want to make sure that everybody understands the second dash can be ordered, and it fits into the recessed area in the glove box. Is there a chance you have that glove box over on this side? As I'll continue on and we'll jump back to that, Daniel. But dash is there. And this is the other screen modes that we're working on. So there's this one here, which we showed you. These will be other options for you to choose from as you want to see different things. And we will get you more of these in the next coming days. We did say we would have screen mirror. We've had a request, can we have 2 screen mirrors? And we do have the electronic gurus working on that. We don't have an answer for that yet. But once I have an answer, if we could run 2 separate phones in screen mirror, would it do it? And I don't know that yet. But we will continue to work on that for you. Daniel has pulled up over here. We got a picture up right now of the unicorn, and the Baja 1000 was the last time it was run. It finished 1,000, and there's a dash plate. As you can see, there's a recessed pocket over here, and that is to hold the second dash. Let me grab my phone here, and I'll walk you over to that. So that takes you over to the second dash pocket, and it does fit inside the glove box, and the glove box will still fold down with the dash inside of it. The wire runs through the pivot access. As you see, it has the same pocket there on the driver's side. All right. What do we got there? Oh, now you got the kicker head unit in there.
It was always in there.
It was always in there, but now the exact kicker one. So that is all in the model 100% as well. And what do you mean by it was always in there, Daniel?
Someone said that they didn't think it was that one, but this is the one that was in there. We showed them every time.
Okay. Go back onto that screen. Are they for sale? Yes, the XXs are for sale. I will post those up on my site, on my Insta site. I'll get you guys pictures of them, and we'll go from there. Yes, it would have been fun to give Bryce Minzy a run at King of the Hammers, but I've got so many people asking where their car's at. We're committed to delivering cars. So I want everybody to understand that we will be here every week, and we'll still be here every week after we deliver cars. I hear a lot of nonsense on the interweb, and I hear all kinds of comments that, I got to be honest, just make me work harder to prove all you guys wrong. All right. Todd had a pretty big week this week. He has set up 5 new locations. 5 new dealers have signed on to us. You know, this initial, hey, we're going to concept speed UTV. We're gonna build, you know, a couple hundred of them. Obviously, has turned into a massive undertaking. We've actually brought in temp service to help us process some of these orders, make sure that we double and triple check everything. But at the same time, we're getting more big commitments from dealers as well. And I want to welcome the Young Power Sports Group to the Speed UTV dealer network as well. And they have signed on with 5 new dealerships. So this is another huge addition for Speed UTV. You know, when you start getting the Coin Power Sports, the Ride Nows, Carson City Power Sports, start getting our dealer network to grow, it really helps the customers at the end of the day. You know, everybody wants to know, where do I take my UTV if I need to get service on it, or if I crash it, where do I take it? And having the young group there in Utah and Southern Idaho is excellent. Thank you guys for coming on board. And here's a little quick map of where they are located. I believe they are the orange ones that have been identified here on the map. But without a lot of key pieces, none of this happens. And this, I want to reach out to Jeremy Collins, who I think Jeremy initially reached out to me on Instagram. I got him connected with Todd. Jeremy first, before the All-State relationship, he was a customer of Speed UTV. So I want to give a call out to Jeremy. Thank you for believing in our products and willing to get this whole program going. But this is big here with All-State. All-State, you got to think about it. We're a new manufacturer that has the highest horsepower vehicle in the industry, and doesn't have a huge track record besides the relationships that both Todd and myself have had in the past. Obviously, the Polaris RZR was a huge success. Dragonfire was massive for Todd Romano and Carlo Romano. And then the two of us together with the Arctic Cat Textron relationship, we all wish that would have been so much more than what it was. But as that expired, we were in a position to fire Speed UTV up. And here we are. But without All-State, people can't finance their car. I don't know if everybody's quite understand that, but there's so much more to just building a vehicle, all the back end that nobody sees. So All-State has agreed to insure our cars, which means our customers can finance their cars. And we have on this deck that will be posted, we've got contacts for your All-State agent so you can start that process so that you can work on financing, because obviously without insurance, you're not getting financing. That rolls right into the other, which Freedom came on actually before All-State. But without Freedom, and I believe it's Eric that's been working with Todd. Can you text Todd and get Eric's last name over at Freedom, who has done that work? Casey's going to handle that for me. So Todd, would you please answer Casey's text? But I know it's Eric, and I know that we have that agreement signed and in place, and we are ecstatic about it. And
let them know we'll have this up on the website after the presentation, so they can look.
Yeah, this is up on the site, but there's more. Freedom is a partner to the dealers, so we can get financing through Freedom. I believe it's 30 days before delivery. I might be wrong on that, and Todd will be answering these as we go. But Freedom, 30 days prior to vehicle landing on their doorstep. So we can provide financing through our Speed dealership, and other Speed dealers will be able. What is it? Todd? Tom Collins from Freedom. I want to. Eric. Oh, okay. Eric Daggs, TCF. That's who I was thinking about. And TCF, that's another huge important one for us. And that's where I got a little bit confused there. Sorry about that, Tom, when I was saying Eric. But TCF is the finance company for the dealers to be able to get flooring so they can have actually a fleet of cars on the floor. So I want to thank TCF, Freedom Road, All-State, because those three key partners allow us to sell cars, and actually sell cars in a large quantity instead of a very small boutique off-road shop like I believe people thought we were going to be when we first launched our concept car at Sand Sports in 2019. And you did hear me say that right, our concept car. And we're going to go here, but okay, let's go right from the get-go. Speaking of concept cars, actually, before we get into concept cars, is there any questions out there for Freedom Financial and for All-State? And obviously, our dealers understand TCF. That's a dealer terminology. TCF they're a large finance company that helps our dealers fund cars and helps us get cars delivered.
People are asking not about this yet, but about belt temp sensor and backup cameras. Maybe explain how their wiring is included in the harness for the sensors themselves.
Yeah, so that is what we're doing. I know that the wiring harness is included in, so it'll be a simple plug-and-play system. Cameras and belt temp sensors have not been identified yet.
They'll go right to your dash.
But they will interface with your dash, yes. And the camera will as well. All right, that's a good one. Casey, I hear your chunko back there.
Does the dash have USB ports?
Does the dash have USB ports?
Not for connecting to the phone. That's a wireless connection. But the kicker head unit has a Bluetooth input for music.
All right, so the kicker head unit has Bluetooth input for music and USB. And let me ask you a different question, which this is now bringing up to me. If I'm using my iPhone for music and I'm sharing my music there, how would I integrate with my dash? So these are all things we learn, and it's going to obviously be a question for our electronic guys.
Yeah, I think there are different programs running on your phone, so the music can play in the background, transmit through you.
Can you do both? Can you do both from your phone?
I would imagine so. I mean, it's going to be a function of what the apps can do on the phone.
Okay, I don't know if you guys are hearing there, but I'm obviously challenging Daniel because he's having more of these conversations than I am personally. But it's how do we integrate music and map into the dash at the same time through the same phone. So this, I'll have to get back to you guys on this, but it's stuff that I'm asking because when you start thinking about doing it, the question is, can I do both? Rob, can I do both?
Can I finance my accessories with my unit?
Can you finance your accessories with your unit? I believe you can finance up to, can you find out how much percentage of their accessories they can finance with their vehicle? Now, if you pre-order your accessories, so I'm going to say that answer is yes. And if you pre-order your accessories, I believe your pre-order accessories count as towards your deposit. I believe I remember hearing that. Your down payment does happen. Yeah. So if you pre-order your accessories, because we need to get those pre-orders so we can purchase them, have them delivered to the factory so they can be pre-installed for you, that does count towards your initial down payment. I know that is true because I was listening to some of those conversations before. And these are really questions for Todd, but I'm taking my best stab at what I remember from conversations.
Yeah, a couple more questions people want to know. Can they pay in cash and how do they do that?
Can they pay in cash? They can pay in cash. They can pay in check.
Huh? Can we buy in Bitcoins?
I don't have a Bitcoin processor, but I don't know how that would work through Bitcoin, but clients can definitely figure that out for us. But on the other side, yes, you can pop into one of our stores if you wanted to pay cash. If you wanted to pay with check, I know we have direct deposit. If you pay with credit card on your vehicle, there is an increased credit card fee. You can imagine what that does to our bottom line with that 3%. So there is an increased fee for that, but we have not had anybody pay with their credit card yet.
The other thing was, so do they need to use one of these companies? Are they exclusive, or these are just our partners that are?
These are our partners. Now, remember, anybody can go to their local bank. They can get financing through their local bank. They could also, at this time and day, credit rates are very, very low on housing. They can take out a second on their house. There's other things they can do if they need to finance. Casey, I see you smiling back there. Go ahead and shoot me one.
Yeah, I'll tell you why.
Why is he smiling?
I said if they're bringing cash, just bring it to the back door for me.
Casey said if he's bringing cash, open the aluminum doors in the back, preferably in a brown paper bag.
It's not funny.
It's not funny though, is it? All right. Any other questions as I stand here waiting and open up our next can of worms?
Someone brought up shock therapy's live stream with Best in the Desert, and rules and things like that, and where are we going to fit in?
Shock therapy. All right. Shock therapy. Justin.
They're best in the desert live stream. Not about them and their shocks, but about
Their shocks.
no,
Not about their shocks.
no, not their shocks. Don't want to talk about that.
All right. So what kind of can of worms did our boys from Shock Therapy open up today?
No, I mean it's the best in the desert.
I remember the conversation. I'm just having fun with Justin. All right. So there was a conversation, I believe, a week ago, maybe 10 days ago. Shock Therapy was talking with Best in the Desert and where our cars will end up. And basically, they were going to put us, if we wanted to race our prototype cars, which we have no intention of doing. I want to, but Todd has had me handcuffed. I want to go to King of the Hammers today. And that is just not what we need to be doing right now. We need to stay focused on delivering production cars, testing production parts, not race car parts, and giving you guys that have had the commitment to Speed UTV, guys and girls, and families that have committed to our products, the best product that I can possibly deliver. So that's where our focus is. That's where my focus is, and that's where the company's focus is today. Probably with you've heard the COVID, you've heard every company talk about COVID, but COVID for us has really allowed us to focus on this project. But COVID does slow down some of the supply chain like it has for other manufacturers as well. And you haven't heard me call the COVID card yet, but it affects us. It affects us just like it affects everybody else. When you start looking at axles and different components that come from overseas, it affects all of us. And you can check with some of your other manufacturers and see what their supply chain looks like as well. But more than that, I want to kind of clarify where we're at, probably backpedal just a little bit, but I'm willing to take any criticism you guys or girls or experts want to give me. This has been a new project for me. We initially, I'm going to go to our slide first. We initially launched Speed UTV concept. It was a concept at Sandsports. We had some cars on display, and we had a few customers walk over and said, "Hey, will you sell those?" And Todd looked at me, I looked at him. It's like, all right, let's do it. And we literally took concept pre-orders on an accessorized Arctic Cat XX stretched. And as I explained to someone just the other day, this car is really no more than an Escalade limousine compared to an Escalade.
There was only plans to make 250 the first.
Yeah, there was only plans to make 250. We were gonna do a fire off a few cars, but as we jumped into the pool of water, tooling, what it took to manufacture cars, what it took to make an engine. We went to Yamaha and asked them if they would sell us their turbo engine. They said, we really don't want to do that. Went to Suzuki and said, hey, can we buy a Z1 and have you guys make that? They said, well, that plant disappeared in the tsunami and there's no more tooling left for it. Plus that was a 1100 cc engine that Suzuki was making. So at that point, we jumped off into a bigger pool and said, okay, we're going to go ahead and make our own engine too. And I think everybody kind of laughed at us when we said we were going to make an engine. But for me, it wasn't Robby Gordon going to go out and make an engine. It was Robby Gordon's going to knock on the smartest guys he knows in the engine development companies. And that's exactly what we did. My last relationship, obviously I've worked with a lot of really, really strong, capable engine shops. But when Dodge left NASCAR, it left Arrington, Tony Cola, and a bunch of guys sitting there I don't want to say surviving because those guys do more than surviving, but it turned their engine shop more into a hot rod shop. And when I went and knocked on the door with Joey and said, hey, will you guys start looking at this? They took us serious. They connected us up with Don Lucido. At the same time, I worked with Greg Biffle, and he knew Craig Campton. Did Campton's slide make it in tonight or no?
No.
Did it not? Can you get ready to pull that up? I sent it to you text.
Is he okay with
He's okay with showing it.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you some stuff that we're also working on with one of our engine partners, Craig Campton. So Craig Campton is a very, very high performance, probably the highest performance UTV engine builder in the industry that both Biffle and myself know. And I got that relationship through Greg Biffle. So connected Campton with Joey Arrington, who connected all of them with Don Lucido. And from there, the engine project went underway. And it was, okay, let's build an engine. It has to be 999cc. But let's look at packaging first. And when I look at the Polaris and I look at the Can-Am, and I'm just staring at that turbo, I'm like, that thing's in the wrong place. It just doesn't physically look right. It's good for weight and CG, but the turbo sitting down behind the passenger seats, close to the gas tank, for me was scary. So it was now, let's make an engine that has exhaust out the back, intake out the front, that can be the highest horsepower engine in the category. And our engine on gasoline is a 225 horsepower engine. And we have been running that engine for about 7 months now, running. That started as billet prototypes that turned into cast parts that EC Manufacturing cast us some heads, cast us some blocks through different people. And before you know it, we had some test prototype engines running, and we learned a lot with those engines. And that taught us things that we need to develop into the next engine that is in your Speed UTV, which is a wider bore from our first engine. It's steel sleeved, different than Nico Seal. And we really put a lot of the high performance race components right into the engine as an engine manufacturer. So when you look at a concept at Sand Sports and 12 months later, a running, I don't even want to say concept car, this is a prototype car that's running with our power plant, our drivetrain, modular front diff, torque limiters in the front, our shocks, our wheels, and our tires in 12 months. Guys, just give us a little bit of a break on this. And remember, this is 12 months with COVID. All right, so we did that in 12 months with COVID. And I want to kind of share some of the big guys, and we're new to this industry, okay? New as our own manufacturer. But let's step over to the big boys. Let's start with the leader, the guys that started this whole idea of concept and really blew it out of the water big time. Let's start with Tesla. Tesla teased their first Model 3 in 2006. They threw a teaser, a concept car in 2006. And they shipped their first cars in 2017. All right, that's 9 years. We're not asking you for 9 years. We're asking you for a few more months, huh? 11 years. Sorry, thank you. My math is not good. 11 years, and we're not asking for 11 years, but we're asking for a reasonable amount of time to do this job right. And that's really all we want to do for you guys. We're not going anywhere. We're not wasting our deposits. We're not flying around in jets. We're not flying in helicopters. We're not racing trophy trucks. But please understand, my trophy truck program does have corporate sponsorship for the big races. And I did want to run King of the Hammers last week, and Toyo wanted us to run King of the Hammers. But at the same time, we've got this project that we have taken on. And out of respect for all of our customers, I put my racing career, I know it's towards the twilight years of it, but I can still stand on the gas as good as anybody, I can promise you that. And I put my racing career on back burner to make sure that the future of our company, the Speed UTV, is at the forefront and everybody knows that we're focused.
That brings us to a question. Are we going to go back to Dakar next year?
The question is, are we going to go to Dakar next year? That's just a question. I'm jumping around as people in the background. That's from Rob Harris. That answer is, I'm sure there'll be a Speed UTV at Dakar. I don't think that we'll take a factory UTV effort. Now, a Speed UTV, this car here, with an Albin 6-speed, V8 engine, 100 gallons of gas, that kind of sounds fun to me. But a restrictor at Dakar, I'm just not interested, guys. Remember, this company is speed. 86 miles an hour has nothing to do with speed. That's downright boring. So no Dakar for me. in an 86-mile-an-hour car. I want to go on to some other ones. I believe you sent me the wrong slide here. Oh, no, you didn't. All right. So big announcements, obviously. Manufacturers that have been around the business even longer than Tesla. Bronco is just starting to be released. But let's kind of jump all the way back. There you go. February 2016, they slid you out a concept vehicle. That is a bitchin' looking car. Not that they released is bad, but if I had to choose, I would have taken the concept vehicle. So then I'm going to jump back over to our cars, and you go concept vehicle, or for production car. I think we went the other direction. Normally, a company comes out with a concept vehicle, and the production vehicles are kind of okay, but they still follow the concept design. I think with ours, we went from concept to upgrade. New Bronco's pretty cool. Daniel and myself saw it at King of the Hammers this weekend. But they started doing the reserve date, July. Remember, they didn't let them pre-order as early as we did, July. And they're configured in January, and they're going to launch in a year. But that's from configure to launch. So from the time you configure your car till the time they launch the car, they're looking at a year. I believe we're going to be pretty close, maybe a little less than that, from our configure time to launch time. So don't panic with this conversation. Don't start jumping that we're going to be another 9 years before we get a car delivered. That is definitely not where I'm headed with this. And Ford build cars all the time. Tesla's done a wonderful job at manufacturing cars. And let's go to one of my old partners. And I say my old partner because Rob mentioned Dakar, and got to be honest, I had some great days with Hummer. When they shut the Hummer thing down, I went through two major manufacturers leaving the industry or leaving sport that we were involved with. We had the factory Hummer program, and we had the factory Dodge program with Penske and Abraham. So, those were two big hits for us. And we stepped out of NASCAR and went into the auto manufacturing business. So Hummer announced their car in July. I know they were working on that before. I don't know when they delivered it, but their Edition 1 pre-orders are sold out. So you look at where they're at, and these are major car manufacturers that have publicly traded companies with lots of capital behind them, and we're able to do it with a little bit of help from you guys, and obviously a big support from F&B Bank, who jumped on and gave us our business loan to be able to do this. So between F&B Bank, Freedom Road, all TCF, and all of you guys have allowed us to do this, and you've allowed us to be a real car manufacturer that's going to produce cars. Obviously, ours are off-road cars, not street cars, but they have a lot of the similar things that we have to pass CARB and EPA. We have to pass, well, we don't have to pass ROVID, suggest, and all the other things. So just want to thank everybody for the opportunity and let you guys know that we're focused and that we're going to stay with you every single week, and we'll continue to answer questions. Before I jump into the phone calls, Matt, I want to show the orange phone. Somebody, do you know who sent the orange phone?
No, I don't.
All right, we don't know who sent me the orange phone, but I want to say thank you. Somebody will probably pop up right now and say, I sent it. If you would tell me who sent this, I'm sorry, I have it over on my desk, but thank you. Hello, Robby Gordon. Yep, we're still in business. Yep, hang tight. We're going to go ahead and take calls on the main line.
Mandy Rob Hamlin commented here, said she's an Allstate agent in Washington and a Speed UTV owner.
Oh, Mandy, thank you. So Mandy, is she on my list?
I don't think she's on the list.
She didn't make the list.
She's watching the live stream.
She's watching live stream. Okay, let me see.
In Washington.
Nope, there is no Mandy, but Mandy in Washington. We'll this list before we post this. Actually, yeah, we can do that before we post it. The show will be live. She won't make our live feed, just push stop and push restart. Can't take your call right now, sorry. Are we back live again? All right, Mandy, what's her name again?
Mandy Rob Hamlin.
Mandy Rob Hamlin. And does she want to share us her email address that I can pass out?
She just left a comment.
All right, cool. Mandy, we'll make sure Mandy's added to the Allstate. She's also an agent and as well as a Speed UTV customer. So thank you, Mandy. I'm going to go ahead and take some calls tonight. Don't know what we're going to give away, but let's go with fourth caller, get something. Hey, you're on with Robby Gordon tonight. How you doing?
What's up, Robbie? I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Doing good. Did you watch the King of the Hammer race today?
I didn't, man. I was working, unfortunately.
All right.
I wanted to try to get out there, but it didn't happen for me.
Yeah, Daniel and myself, we went out last Saturday and kind of poked our head around and looked around some cars and just saw where the competition was at, just making sure we're keeping our eye on the ball. But looked like a pretty good race. Chenny had a killer run today. Great run for him, especially after last year when his car rolled over and finished in second on a broken foot. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
How can I help you tonight? Did my conversations make sense tonight with what we're talking about?
You know what? I jumped in like halfway, so I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
Okay.
But I do have a question for you. When you guys were all sitting in the car in the four-seater, I don't know, it was probably about 4 or 5 episodes back. I noticed, so those seats, I'm used to like the PRP tube frame seats. The seats seem like they move around a lot. Is that normal for those types of seats?
That was just a mock-up in that car.
Got it. Okay.
So the factory seat sliders have come in, and we have been working with those, and we got a lot of the movement out of the base. The seat is structurally strong enough, but have you ever reached over and felt a Can-Am seat or Polaris seat?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I know that it feels like fun.
Yeah, the problem with a seat supported at the base like it is, and being on a slider, it gets exaggerated from the base to the top. So we've got to work really hard on keeping that tight. And I know that our engineering staff has been working very closely with our factory, making the best seat slider in the business that has the least amount of movement. So that is our goal. But also we want to make sure that it's a reasonable weight. One, it has to be, we don't need a 25-pound seat slider like a Polaris seat slider. That's just way too much weight on the car. I'd rather put that extra 25 pounds on the tires and wheels, just so that we have a more robust tire.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
All right. So, but the seats are good. It's the same seat manufacturer that we use in the SST trucks. And obviously we have had some gnarly crashes in those things. And we feel like they're definitely safe enough for the Speed UTV.
Cool, man. Well, good to know.
Thank you.
Good to know. All right, take care, buddy. See you.
Bye. All right, that was a call about seats. Hey, you're on with Robby Gordon. How you doing tonight? Hello? Can you hear me? Lost him. They hung up on me. Hey, you're caller number 2. You're on with Robby Gordon.
Well, it sounds like I was 2 callers short, doesn't it?
Well, hang up and call back.
Hey, I got a question for you. When do you anticipate the first LHFA the prototype being done and tested?
Well, I mean, obviously, tested. We will be back testing. I wanted to be back testing late February with the LHFA. I believe we'll still be right around that goal. I was trying to bring the LHFA to the Parker 250, but I believe we're going to be a few, probably a week or 2 behind that schedule based on parts coming in. And obviously, after that car is tested and proven and clutch and all that stuff is mileaged out, then we'll move into manufacturing, and that's the real answer.
Also, just say that.
Go ahead. Daniel said something else. Go ahead.
Parts are the same on the Diablo to that car. drivetrain suspension wise?
Yeah, so yeah, drivetrain stuff. Well, they're not all the same, Daniel, because obviously the new car will have a cast front diff versus the billet front diff. There'll be some parts that'll be different, but in concept, the same parts have been run since September, and we continue to make improvements on those parts because we have to have a reliable car. But the first stuff was obviously billet parts. Now, as you've seen through our shows, there's true cast components coming into play.
Okay, that's the only question I had tonight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're not going away. Okay, so I mean, I know, I watch the internet. I hear all the naysayers out there, and like I said, that just makes us work harder. But we have to have a reliable car to be able to deliver it to you. We will continue to have our shows weekly. They might be off a day or two or three every week based on wherever we're at, business meetings, schedules, testing, etc. But we will communicate with you guys every single week. We're not going anywhere. We're like I said, we're not wasting anybody's deposits. This is a full focus on delivering the best UTV that I know how to, and my partner Todd Romano knows how to.
No, and I appreciate that because we're all small investors in your company, and we appreciate it. And you keep doing what you're doing, and it's frustrating, but we'll keep on waiting for the badass car to come out.
Well, thanks. Do you believe 17 weeks or 17 months now? 17 months? 17 months is too long to make an engine, tires, wheels, shocks, chassis, axles, CVs, spindles? Do you believe that's too long?
It's not long.
It's not long. So I just want you to know that a normal.
There's a lot of components that a lot of people don't think about. It's a bad problem.
That's a lot of it. I mean, when we first announced this thing, I honestly thought I was going to be able to bolt the Yamaha snowmobile engine into this car. And when they wanted to, when we didn't do that, and it's a good thing we didn't. But on the other side, when they didn't do that, that was another, oh shit, now we're in really big and we got to make an engine program. But we didn't just back up then and throw up the white flag and quit. We dug deeper and figured out how to do it. And it took us, we scrambled for 45 days, to be honest with you, but we weren't going to give up. And yeah, and like Rob said, I don't know what number are you, if you don't mind me asking.
I'm 2077. I actually have a call with Connor here next week and a half.
All right, wonderful. Yeah, you're car number 2000. So I mean, you've probably been a customer or decided to jump on board somewhere around November, I'm guessing.
October 19th.
October 19th. Yep. See, I kind of know where my numbers are. So we appreciate you guys, but I want to thank the guys at Sand Sports that really pushed Todd and me over the fence to go and do this. And I appreciate you for coming on board. And don't listen to the naysayers. This is not Fire Island. We're not going anywhere. We're not having parties on your guys' investment. We are focused 1,000%. My guys work a half a day. Guys and girls work a half a day every day. And a half a day to me is 12 hours.
So that's a short day.
That's a short day. So me and Casey, we get a few more. Daniel's probably in the 17 to 18 hours if you really, because he leaves here and then the phone calls happen on the phone all the time because there's, this supplier wants this answer, this guy wants this. So this is really it's a full-time gig, and I'm not making excuses out of it. I love it. It's what doing this project was honestly like doing Dakar for me. Dakar was building a car was one piece of it. But then running a half of a NASCAR season, in my mind, if you think about the Dakar Rally, I think it's 2/3 of the mileage of an IndyCar season, and I never get to go back to the shop, and I got to run the same engine. It's a half a NASCAR season in mileage that I never get to go back to the shop, and I got to run the same car every weekend. But it's not every weekend. We got to have it ready the next morning, or they'll start the race without you. So that was the first project that I would say started to prepare me for this kind of a challenge. And it's a challenge, but we're committed, we're focused, and we're getting, besides our customers who are very committed, we're getting a bunch of good partners, as you saw with Allstate and Freedom and F&B Bank, Ken from F&B Bank. I mean, he dug deep for us to help get us the loan to get this thing started. We definitely had some walls we hit, but a wall to me is just another obstacle to figure a way around it.
Yeah, no, the part with the All-State tonight, that was very informative. And I wanted to put out to you, one reason why I went and decided to buy a car from you is my son got in that little accident this summer with a razor, and I understood why the frames are so weak, and that's why I went with you guys, just for the safety portion of it, because it was a bad accident, and I don't want that to happen again. I'm glad to see someone's actually looking to the safety of everybody else.
Well, thank you for that, and that is the key. I mean, we're going to get ripped up. Okay, your car is 200 pounds heavier. Well, I'm going to ask you right now, would you rather have a 75-pound heavier roll cage? And almost every one of my customers are going to say yes. Do you want diagonal bars in the front for intrusion? Yes. Do you want your A-post support bar? Yes. It's all the things that we've learned from top forms of motorsport with tube chassis cars. There's stuff that we've learned with Indy cars that are composites and structures and bulkheads, but we've also had, 200-mile-an-hour crashes at Daytona that flip and flip and flip. And, I hear, why would you make a car out of DOM versus 4130? Well, a DOM car actually holds together better during consistent rollover. And that's what all NASCARs are made out of. So if they could flip on the pavement at 200, that's the right material for our car as well.
Okay, all right, sounds good. You have a good night, Robby.
All right, thank you. Great questions tonight. Appreciate you listening. And we're here. We're not going anywhere. Hopefully your experience with Connor's great. He's been doing a wonderful job for us.
Yep, I look forward to seeing you guys about July or August to get my car.
Very much.
Thank you, bye.
Someone was wondering if you can explain.
Caller number 3, hang on 1 second. Go ahead.
They're saying if you can explain the similarities between building this process and versus getting the SST started.
Okay, I can get into that one. Let me take this call first, and then I'll move into that one. Hey, it's Robby Gordon. How you doing tonight?
Hey, good. Yourself?
Good. Where are you calling out of?
Oak Hills, High Desert.
Oak Hills. All right, perfect. Casey's backyard, huh?
Yeah.
Perfect. How can I answer your question? You're caller number 3. I don't know what I'm going to give caller number 4, but you're going to get something.
Number 2 too, and I got disconnected. So.
Oh man. Whoa.
Hey, I was just curious on that speed key. It wasn't on the accessory for the first whatever until December 31st. Are you going to do that when we get our final invoice for $1, or as far as purchasing that? Is that
is still in play. I mean, I believe speed key. Anybody that bought a car from us before December got a speed key. That was another added value for buying early, and they get that for $1. They don't have to activate it until they activate it.
30 days before delivery. Is that we'll contact them to see if they want that?
That'll be 30 days before delivery. We'll contact you. There is going to be a separate agreement based on release of liabilities, et cetera, for the speed key.
okay?
And so we've said that from the beginning. Nothing's changed. But you will get contacted, and we know the date and the customer that is the last customer that got the speed key. So it's identified in our master number list. What number are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Master 474, LFA 404.
Wow, you're early. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. When did you put your deposit down, if you don't mind me asking?
April of last year.
April of 20. Okay, well, thank you very much. Was that episode 3?
I'm just guessing about it.
No.
I didn't get in on I entered to win your at the Men's 400 last year, the Arctic Cat.
Oh.
There, the double X.
Yep.
Bought 2 tickets for that. Didn't win the 9/11. Yeah, hey, that shirt is awesome though. That 9/11 shirt, I got that the other day.
Cool. Well, thank you. That's
my brother also got in as well. He's master number 902. So I got 2 shirts, but we're looking forward to having the car. So.
Well, thank you.
Rush. Whenever it comes out, I'm happy waiting for it.
Yeah, I mean, there's other things. I mean, we there's things that happen, and I want to give you an example of something that happened, I don't know, a few weeks ago. Obviously, we were done testing our clutch, and we were to the position of making it, okay, off to manufacture. We don't have a casting and forge company here, but we source these parts. And the company we chose to source the parts says, we can't make that clutch for you. And it's like, what do you mean you can't make that clutch for me? They said, well, we can, but I want a billet clutch. You know, I want everybody to understand. I want to not billet. I want a forge clutch. Sorry, I used the wrong word there. Billet is part of a forging as well. So, but I wanted something that was different than cast on that primary clutch. And the reason for that is we see what happens with other manufacturers. I don't want to name names where when you make this kind of power and you make this kind of grip force, that clutch explodes. So literally, we scrambled for 3 or 4 days and completely kept the same characteristics of the clutch, but changed the forging design of the clutch. And the casting company or the forging company said, how'd you guys do that? And it's and this is where it comes down to having guys like Daniel and both Dave and Alan from TAP. And 7 hours later on a Zoom call, there's a new forging plug already made. And this is the commitment that we have from our guys and from our forging company. The workers said, okay, well, we got to have draw. You got to be able to pull the forging off like this. You got to make this happen. And these are the things, but there's no obstacle that we're afraid of.
Yeah. No, that tap clutch, I saw that on there, and I think it's awesome. So the only other question is on that tap clutch is when you switch from dirt to sand paddles, we're going to be able to run the same, no adjustment, or you're going to have to flip that over as far as those Allens you were talking about?
We didn't do any adjustment from Parker to Glamis back to Parker. We did that last time we were out running that thing and doing mileage endurance testing. We went basically desert, rocks, sand, straight back to desert again, and high speed. It does have adjustable ramps. So yeah, let me pull this out and I'll actually show you. I'm gonna set this down so I can set it up here and hold it. I'll get Daniel to kind of explain with me how this works. And your production clutch will have a similar type tool. So do you see this? There's a hex right there. Can they see that okay, Daniel?
Yep.
So this hex here has a spring loaded over here. And by me taking this and...
So it's an eccentric bolt, so it's not round there.
Can you guys see me turn that? And basically I changed that from position 3 to position 2. And basically that changed the ramp angle. So without even taking the clutch off the car, with the belt on it, let it cool down so you don't burn your hands, bang, you could adjust, depends on how much bite you have on your tires, you could adjust these ramps. Okay, I've gone all the way around. You can adjust the ramp angle, which is basically raising and lowering RPM, toolless. So this is something you just push it, turn it, lock it into a new hole. Where's she at? There he is. I didn't move it, sorry. So here, I rock it over. I don't know why I'm struggling with Daniel. There we go. I go the other way. So I've changed it now back over to the third hole, which is, these are, I believe they're 25, or they might be 50 RPM increments, but I'll get exactly what the numbers are. But this is adjustable without having to take the clutch off the car. Pull your cover off, adjust your cam angles or your ramp angles, and you're back in business.
Cool, I appreciate it. Hey,
You can also
with all your presentations, I don't have any other questions. You cover pretty much everything, so awesome every week. So tune in.
Well, thank you. This is not only are we trying to be as informative as I can to all of you, we try to do the same thing with our salespeople. We posted what does a CVT do and how does a CVT work. there's stuff that we have to train our members as well. Understand. They're all focused. They're part of the solution. They're not part of the problem. And we're getting things done. So thank you, everybody. Cool.
Thanks, Robby. Have a good night, and rock you soon, man.
All right, sounds good. Look forward to it. Have a good night.
All right.
Hey, you're on with Robby Gordon. How you doing? Hello? Can you hear me?
Is this Robby?
It is Robby. How are you? Hello? Can you turn your volume off on your TV?
Okay.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
What's up? This is Seth.
Hey, Seth, how are you?
I'm doing good. So,
Hey, there's that kid.
you guys have done the chassis and the clutch. What do you think your next big hurdle is going to be?
I love it.
Seth
Seth is back. What is my next big hurdle? The Olympics? No, I'm not doing the Olympics. What is our next big hurdle? I think our biggest hurdle. Yeah, the biggest hurdle, that is going to be a nightmare. Delivery is a hurdle, but I believe the graphic options that we've allowed our customers to do, and the customization from you want a 14-spoke polished wheel to a black RG wheel, or seat size to graphic configuration. My next biggest fear is delivering a car to a customer, and that customer ordered an orange and black car, and he gets a pink and black car. Now, the wife might like the pink and black car, but he ordered an orange and black. So that's one of my fears, is there's so many really neat. Well, they're fears, just because I don't want to let anybody down. You know, I want to make sure the car's reliable, but at the same thing, I want the customer to get what they've ordered, and that's part of it. So, you know, Todd's not as worried about that. My graphic guy back here, Rob, he's I don't even know if I say graphic guy. Let's go with artist imagineer. That's a concern for me. Just making sure that we get it right on the order sheet, and putting these orders together have not been that easy as well. Getting it into Lightspeed is the software program that we run on with our manufacturer and dealer network, and getting all this stuff in place. We're relying on a lot of people to do this, but they're all committed and focused and doing a good job for us as well.
Yeah, you just made me bring back a thought. So when we were designing our car, me and my dad had the thought of like gray and black and like making it match our garage colors. And then we let my mom design a car, and it was pink and like light blue and stuff.
So does that mean your car is pink and light blue?
Nope, it's gray and white.
Oh man, so how's your dinner tasted since then?
Wait, what'd you say?
I was joking. I said, since Mom wanted in light blue and you ended up going with gray and black, have you missed a few meals?
Oh yeah, I spent a lot of top ramen.
A lot of top ramen. You know, Seth, you're on it. You like it. What do you want? He already got an RC car. So what would you like to have as an accessory? Within reason. What would you like to have tonight, being a number 4 caller?
Some speed tools or a windshield.
Dude, you're killing me. You're absolutely killing me. But you know what?
Windshield.
No, you're going to get the UTV toolkit added to your car.
Okay.
All right, so there you go. You asked what it is. I didn't know what I was going to give away. Kyle Robbins is going to be so stoked because he loves giving free tools away. So you are going to get a free speed UTV kit added to your order. You know his master number? All right, Marlene says she's got this, and you're good.
All right, just make sure you ship it to the right address this time.
We will call you personally.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't move so much, all right?
Yeah.
You want hand delivery or what do you want?
Hand delivery, I mean, that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be kind of cool. All right. She knows who you are. She knows your correct address. This will come with your car. I want to make sure that that you know this will be part of your car package, okay?
Okay.
We don't, if I had the UTV kits right now, we would ship it. Anybody that ordered the large kit, those were shipped out, I believe, prior to Christmas, and we're completely caught up on the large kits. But the UTV kits are not in our possession yet, and they will be soon.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Seth. Appreciate you calling in. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye. Have a great night.
Bye, you too. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. 46 shows in, Daniel, myself, Casey, Rob, Scott, we all look at ourselves, including Todd, and it's what are we going to talk about? Obviously, once we have cars out there and we got cars at events, those are going to be easy. But there's still new parts that come in daily for us. There's new challenges that come in daily. But I think tonight's show, having the set my orange phone down. Did anybody ever figure out who sent me the orange phone? Nope.
Nobody's taking credit.
Nobody's taking credit. Thank you for the orange phone.
Versus speed topic.
Huh?
SST versus speed topic.
Yeah, we got a couple more questions. You're not done yet.
Okay, sorry. I'm going to take a couple more questions. I'm going to drop back over to Allstate, let everybody see that one more time. We got some SST versus speed.
So they wanted you to just talk about SSTs versus speed starting up. Some people want to know electrical out and additional accessories.
Well, they're going to have to tune in for next week on that. Send your comments in for next week. We'll get more. Let me do the SST one. And the answer is yes, we've learned a ton with the Stadium Super Truck Series. Not only on how to build a series, how to promote races, how to travel cars around the world, how to work with sponsors, drivers, and the most important thing, making those trucks reliable enough that we put it into the driver's hands. And that's really our same consistent goal that we're doing with the Speed UTV. We want to provide you the most reliable, dependable UTV in the industry. So for week episode number 46, I want to say thank you. I want to thank all of my team members and all of our customers for your continued support. All the haters, keep hating. See ya.